everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading with messages from Archangel Haniel. Now, those of you that are not familiar with Archangel Haniel, she is the one that wants to bring us joy, wants to connect us with our joy and with spirit and, joy for the universe. And I thought that we all kind of needed that right now. So I kind of thought it might be nice to get some messages from her. I kind of felt compelled. I think she has some messages out there for us all. So I thought we would do that. Now, I know a lot of you all don't watch the full introduction. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you that have subscribed to the channel, left me comments in the comments section, gave me thumbs up, shared the channel with your friends and family, and donated to the channel through PayPal. All of those things are very important to us and very much appreciated, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank you. I also wanted to invite all of you to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so, especially after you watch your reading. That might be a good time to do that. I also wanted to give a shout out to another channel on YouTube that you might check out. The channel's name is Consciousness Evolution Journey. Her name is Dee, and she also has a second channel, which is Pick-a-Card Tarot Readings. And she does quite a few different pick-a-pile and pick-a-cards. She sometimes has runes and other things with her readings. She does a lot of astrological readings as well with the tarot cards. So she has a lot of interesting stuff, and I really, really like her voice. That's something, she has a very calming, soothing voice, and her messages are usually very nice and positive and wonderful, and I really like her a lot. So you guys might check out her channel if you get a chance. There will be a link in the description to her channel, so you can go there. Now, those of you that aren't familiar with pick-a-pile readings, basically I have 3 different piles here. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. If you notice, we also had some cups. I'm going to go ahead and pre-pick our charms to go with each pile. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I've got the ones picked there, and basically you go ahead and you meditate on the piles, or you look at them, or you decide whichever ones draw you in the most, and then that's the pile you go to. There will be a link in the description to go directly to your pile when you're ready to do so. Basically, it's best to go with your gut instinct, whichever one is drawing you in the most. It is possible to feel like you want to watch more than one pile. If that happens, it usually means that there are messages in more than one pile for you. Sometimes that does happen. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across this reading, there should be some messages there for you to pick up on. Also, when we get to each reading, we will also be doing our Oracle Sphere questions, where you can be asking a yes or no type of question and hopefully get your answers to that. So I'm going to give you a moment or so to reflect on the piles, and then we'll see you directly at your reading. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. We have our direct message from Archangel Haniel, as well as our tarot cards, and we will be having our Oracle Spheres that we will get to here in a little bit. Go ahead and move those off to the side, and our charms that we'll go ahead and look at. But let's get our direct message first. All right, we have passion. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. Okay. So basically, that is a message that if you particularly have somebody that you're very caring about, or very loving with, or that you want to continue your romantic relationship with, or if you've found a career or something about your career that you're in that you really love or really like to do, then now's the time to go forward with those things and just really, really dig into those passions and all that, because that will help you find the joy that you're looking for. Now, that is just one general message. There's several more to come, so let's see what else we have here. All right. We have grace, willpower, and faith. Oh, that's interesting. One of the things Archangel Haniel does is bring us closer to our faith in the universe, in the gods, goddesses, whoever you connect with spiritually. That is what she's there for, is to help us with that, because the idea is that the major joy we get is in connection with spirit and with other living beings on the planet. So that's interesting that we have grace and faith both in there, because I just think that it might be a good idea for you to examine your faith and what you believe in and what you feel connected to and what you appreciate there, okay? Also, willpower is kind of important too. I'm going to look at some of the other messages here and kind of see what that willpower might be pertaining to specifically. All right, first of all, we have some other messages here. We have an L, P, and an L. Now, LP to me can represent a record or music. So music might be important here in some way. Listening to some sort of music, you might get messages directly from the universe that way. That is quite often a way that happens. They like to communicate to us through music in a lot of ways. And so I think that might be something kind of important to you. We do have this musical instrument as well that might point that way. These also could be initials, or they might mean something specifically to you. When you saw LPL letters, you might have gotten, like, a love came out to me originally when I first saw the L. So, a word might have come to you or something, and so that might be a specific message for you. Okay, so that's something for you to think of. We do have the forever, and she believed she could, so she did. I kind of like that, because this message, I think it might connect back to the original message that had to do with finding faith in your passion and renewed passion in maybe your career, or maybe even an avocation. It may not even be what you do to make money. It might just be something you do that you truly enjoy and that you truly mean to do. And with the musical instrument here, I really feel like this might be musically related for quite a few of you. I think sometimes when it comes to the creative arts, a lot of times we don't follow our passions because we don't believe that we could ever go anywhere with them. And the first thing that's coming to my mind with that is actually a very old Britain's Got Talent show with a lot of times they'll have singers on there and people on there that will look one way or be a certain way, and they'll think, yeah, whatever, and then all of a sudden they get up there and they start singing or something, and they just perform so beautifully, and stuff like that. And there have been people that have done that in the past, and it just kind of strikes me as, they went ahead and followed their dreams. They went ahead and did what they wanted to do. Because I also have the drama gloves here as well. And when I think of that, I think of performing in plays or performing in some way. So I do think you guys might have some creative energies, either in music or drama or acting or some other thing that you really are passionate about that maybe you've kind of laid by the wayside because you did not feel like you could pursue it. We do have the butterfly here, and to me that's a transformation, and that's going from one thing to another. But I also kind of connect it with the drama as well, because butterflies start out as one thing and turn into another, and actors change who they are frequently and what they are frequently. And for some reason, I kind of connected those two things together for some reason. I'm not sure why. I also have the elephant here, and when I think of elephants, I think of a lot of different things, but in this case, I think of strength. I think of being strong. I think that kind of goes along with the willpower. I think feeling like you can do things and sticking with it and forging forward might be an important message here. And I think that that's where the willpower comes in. You do have the diamond key. And to me, that always shows that you have the key to unlock earthly desires, things that you really want. It could be, finances, riches, new cars, the things that you want to manifest, basically. Could be fame, those kinds of things. And so if there's any of that that you've really been wanting, or any of that that you really would like to try to pursue, I think now is the time to do that. We do have the kitty with the stars, and to me that's kind of a wish upon a star kind of energy. Sometimes it means intuition. Sometimes it means letting the stars guide you, or letting the heavens guide you, or looking up to heaven for the answers, because some of us think, that's the way to connect with the universe and with spirit. So I think that might be important. I think they can help lead you where you want to go and what the next step should be. We do have the Six of Wands, which is a passionate energy. It does deal with our spiritual energies and also things that we're very passionate about and care about. And the Six is nice because it's kind of a preparing energy. It's kind of getting ready to go out and get those things that you want. And I feel like that might be kind of the energy you're in now, is preparing for that. But we also have the Queen of Diamonds, which is the Queen of Pentacles. The queens are cool because it usually means somebody in our life or ourselves that is there for us. And in this case, I think it might be somebody that's very generous, good in business, sensible, and luxurious, because I do kind of see luxurious things that, maybe you kind of want some luxurious things, or kind of want to go after some luxurious things. So I kind of see this as this could be you in the reading. Okay, we also have the Ten of Hearts, which I love. It's the Ten of Cups, and that just shows wonderful joy and happiness in your family and your career, and pretty much anything that you've been wanting joy and happiness in. It shows that you can reach that top. Let's go ahead and put those aside for just a little bit, and let's look at our tarot cards that we have here. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Moon card, the King of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Water, and the Five of Air. Okay, now this is interesting. The Five of Air stuck out at me right off the bat because fives often are a change energy, but it's interesting how she looks like a ballerina to me. She also has the mask on, like a masquerade, like, possibly the drama thing we were talking about, and acting. But you notice how she's floating in the air and she's, reaching for the clouds, basically. And I feel like that's kind of the energy. You could be floating on air. You could be taking your talents up to the highest heights and the highest goings. That's kind of what I saw there with that. Also, the Three is a very creative energy. Three is just creative in of itself. And the Wands energy is another creative energy. It's also connecting with spirit. You notice how in the Three of Wands, they're almost always looking out and contemplating. You notice how the ship is out here. So I think of ship coming in as well. But I also think of you contemplating your next step in your journey or where you're going next. And so I think that's kind of the energy that you're in. It's interesting. We did have the Moon card here, and we did talk about some intuition with the Star Kitty a little bit. And so I do feel like, what with the Moon, this has to do a lot with emotions and things that'll make you emotionally happy and emotionally joyful. And because that's what the moon deals with. The moon deals with our emotions and things that we care about from that point of view, and our spiritual happiness as well. And so I feel like that's kind of, where you kind of need to go next. Here, I'm going to put this up here. Oh, maybe I can get it to stay. Okay, we do have the Ace of Water, which I find very interesting as well, because the water shows hidden depths. Because whenever I think of water, I think of the deep, and the moon is also hidden depths and hidden things. And so I think there's some hidden talents here that you can tap into and explore, and you'll pull up the treasures. You notice how the seahorse has the pearl in with it, so you'd be pulling up some hidden depths. This Ace of Water energy is actually the Ace of Cups, which shows overflowing abundance as well. But water, once again, has to do with our emotions and things that we're passionate about, things that we care about, things that matter to us on an emotional, deep-seated level. So I really feel like that's where you guys can go, is getting that wonderful feeling of exploring the hidden depths of your soul and your passions and what you care about. We do have the Six of Pentacles, which is kind of cool here as well, because the Pentacles deals once again with our earthly desires, like the Pentacle key, like the diamond key we had. And the Six is a wonderful balanced energy. You notice how it does have the balanced scales on it as well, which is kind of unusual for this card. So it's showing getting a wonderful balance in your life with things that, between your earthly desires and your heart's desires, your spiritual desires. By getting that balance, you're going to find great joy in your life together. You do have another 3 here as well. And like I said, the 3s do denote some real creativity. And it's the 3 of Pentacles, which once again deals with, your earthly desires as well. So And also with the 3 of Pentacles, it's almost always showing somebody doing some sort of artistic work, being an apprentice under somebody, that kind of thing. And so I do feel like artistry or artistic pursuits is something pretty important for you guys. I do feel like the message is for you to follow along with that. If you are passionate about that at all, if there's anything in your life that's very creative, artistic, that you're passionate about, I feel like you need to pursue that. And it could even be, it may not be music or drama or even painting. It honestly could be even things like the occult arts, tarot reading and astrology and studying those things as well. If that is something that you care about or are passionate about or really starting to really get into, then you should follow that. And that's where your intuition comes in. And that could also mean where the moon card comes in a little bit, because that could be studying these hidden depths and these hidden knowledge, hidden things that may be hidden to you right at the moment. Okay, let's go on to our oracle spheres and see where our answer might be to that. Okay, we have 4 different stands here. And basically how this works is you have a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. And then you pick which stand that you would like your answer to appear on. So we've got 1 green, 2 red, 3 gold, and 4 bronze. And then you pick which one you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we'll get our answers. All right, so number 1 green is a not likely. Number 2 red is a no. And number 3 gold is a not sure. That might mean the question wasn't very clear, or there's some things that have to be played out first before the answer can be given. And then the number 4 bronze is a not now. So that's not necessarily a yes or no. It just means, maybe in the future. Okay, now remember, these are general readings, and it's possible that your answer is not here, either because of the way the question was asked, or maybe the universe isn't ready to answer it yet. But these are the answers we have. We have number 1, not likely. Number 2, no. Number 3, not sure. And number 4, not now. So that's the answers we have there. Okay, guys, I hope you had some good messages come through from this. Please give the video a thumbs up. Leave me comments in the comment section. Share this channel with your friends and family. Let them check us out. There might be some interesting messages for them in one of our readings. We have lots of timeless tarot readings out there that could have lots of cool messages for lots of people. We have a new series of videos we're going to be putting out, which is going to be a weekly series, which is going to have rune readings with our oracle spheres and with lucky numbers. That might be of interest to you to check out when we start posting those. So all of those things would be great, and we would love for you guys to do those things. All right, we look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. We've got our general message from Archangel Haniel, and we have our tarot cards, which we're going to look at. We're going to do our charms here in a minute. Oops. And then we also are going to do our oracle spheres, where basically you can ask a yes or no type of question and get an answer to that. So let's go ahead and get our general message first. All right, sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Okay, that's a nice message in of itself, in that it could be that you might be finding yourself getting a little extra emotional and not even maybe sure why. You might feel like crying or laughing, or you might get angry very easily. Some other things like that. You might even be picking up on other people's emotions when you're around them. You might be quite empathetic right now, and empathic even. That is okay. It's all right to do that. It's a good idea to try to examine those emotions when they come up and find out where they're coming from and how they're originating, because that will help you be able to deal with them a little bit better. And it's also okay to realize that you're going to have that happen and not beat yourself up over it, not let it get you down, not let it overpower your life. Just acknowledge that they exist, okay? Because that's really important. Let's look at our charms here and see what other kind of messages we can have. Okay, first of all, we have the number 5, which generally means change. It could mean conflict as well, so you might be dealing with some conflicts and some other things like that. But sometimes I see it as just new exciting things coming about, new exciting things happening. I also kind of feel like the roller coaster kind of energy. I get the idea of ups and downs and things kind of, moving along that way. So I'm not sure why I've got that feeling, but I did. So there might be some messages there specifically that might resonate with some of you guys. All right, we have some letters here. We have a C, A, N, can. That means you can do something. That means if there's something out there that you would like to do, have that can-do attitude. Know that you have the ability to get it done and get it accomplished. I kind of got that from that. We also have a CAO. Not sure what that might spell. Or even with these other words, there could be lots of words that you could spell here. It's basically CAN, CAO. So you guys can kind of go through and figure out what words might pop into your head. Might be a message specifically for you, something that will resonate with you specifically. It could also be initials, that kind of thing. And go ahead, and if you find out anything cool, any good words, come up with some things, put them in the comments section. Might be helpful to some of our fellow watchers here, so that might be useful to do as well. All right, let's see what else we have. We have fearless. Oh, see, I like that going along with the word can, because that means now might be the time to be fearless. Now might be the time to go forward and feel like you can do something, and feel like now might be the right time. We also have, it takes a big heart to teach little minds. So you guys might actually be teachers, or you might be dealing with a lot of young people. And that's an important role. It's an important thing to be doing. And if you're not a teacher, that might be one reason why you're sensitive right now, by the way. Children are very sensitive to the energies of the world and how things are going. And if you're around children quite a bit, you might be picking up on their emotions a lot. or just because of the way things are going. When you think about the children, it might be affecting how you feel about things. But that's okay too. Like I said, we talk about that. That's fine. Um, we do have the Six of Hearts, which is the Six of Cups energy. And once again, that's another childhood energy. It's kind of either wanting to get back to our childhood, or it's that childhood innocence. Usually it's depicted by children, out in the field somewhere collecting, flowers or other kinds of things like that. So I do feel like children might be important right now. So if you don't deal with children on a regular basis, maybe now might be time to do that. Maybe counseling children or working with youth groups or dealing with them might be important. Every once in a while I get this message in a reading, and it comes through. And so I feel like the universe sometimes wants us to connect with children. I think that sometimes we can just smile when we deal with children, because the way they see the world sometimes helps our jaded attitudes, and it helps us see things. And sometimes just seeing the way children do things helps us smile and helps bring joy to our lives from that point of view. So if you are feeling certain sensitivities or other things right now, it might be a good time to deal with children or work with children or do something, because that might help uplift you, and do that. And also it could be good for them as well. Like I said, maybe being a counselor or working with a youth group or something else. We do have a couple of musical instruments here. And there was some musical energy in the first reading as well. And I feel like in this one, it might be just telling you it might be a good idea to listen to music right now. If we are feeling very sensitive or emotional, music can help us be cathartic with that. I noticed that I always found it kind of funny that sometimes when we feel down or depressed or in the dumps, we sometimes want to listen to sad music. Which you would think, why would you want to listen to something sad when you're already sad? But I think that the music itself helps us work through those emotions and help cleanse ourselves of those emotions. And so I think that might be something kind of important for you right now. So whatever emotions you might be feeling, or how sensitive you are, like I said, it could be anger, it could be, going from one thing to another. It could be one moment you're angry for no apparent reason, and the next moment you're crying, and the next moment you're laughing hysterically, even though you don't even know what's funny. It could be that kind of energy as well. Might even be the five energy we talked about a little bit ago. But basically, to help you work through that, maybe meditating, listening to some good meditation music, listening to some other music might be good for you. Also, music is another good way that spirit communicates with us, and sometimes gives us messages. Sometimes we will hear a message in the music that we'll get inspired, or something will come up for us, and do that. Also, another thing I kind of felt for some of you guys, if some of you guys are kind of creative with music, like if you like playing the piano or the keyboard, or if you like messing around with another instrument, the guitar or something else, now might be the time to kind of pick that up and kind of just mess with that too, because that might help bring out some of these feelings that you might be feeling, or help bring some special joy into your life as well. So that's just something to think about if you guys do any of that kind of thing. Okay, we also have the elephant here. And elephants, I think of a lot of things when I think of elephants, but in this case I think of strength. I think it's a good time to be strong, and it goes along with the fearless that we were talking about earlier. Elephants are incredibly strong animals that can lift a lot, and they can carry a lot, and they're just really, really strong. So that's kind of what I'm getting from that. I also like the butterfly energy here, and even the octopus energy, because octopuses are down in the sea, and so they kind of deal with the hidden murky depths. But also, when you think of octopuses, you think of having your hands in many different things, and the five energy kind of brought that out as well. And if you guys you might actually be involved in a lot of stuff right now, and have your hands in lots of different pies, a lot of different things going on. Your life might be very chaotic right now, because the five is kind of a chaotic number, and I kind of felt like that with the octopus. And so if that's the case, that is another good thing with the music I was talking about. It might be a really good time out to meditate, have some downtime, kind of calm that down a little bit. And then when I think of the butterfly, I think of the more flittering, out and be carefree and kind of, joyous and lighthearted, not a lot that they, need to care about or worry about or be dealing with. And I think that's kind of a good balance there between the two. And I think that's important that you get that balance. It's interesting how we had the heart with the moon. I think that's another emotional energy as well. And then we also had the world. And so once again, we had the moon and the world. So I think that there might be kind of, it's a good idea to work on your spiritual realm and your earthly realm at the same time and kind of get a balance between the two. I think that that's a really, really good energy right now. We were talking about balance earlier. And if you think about it, even octopuses are kind of balanced in a way because they have 8 tentacles, and the 6 is a balanced energy with the 6. So I think that getting that balance in your life could be very important to you and could help work through some of these energies that you might be going on right now. Let's go ahead and look at our tarot cards, and then we'll get to our oracle spheres. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got call. That's interesting. The messenger of fire. The 3 of cups. The fool card. The king of pentacles. The page of pentacles. The 10 of wands. And the ace of pentacles. Okay. This is interesting. Yeah, I definitely see that balance being needed between your spiritual and your earthly desires here, because we have a lot of pentacles energies, which are more of our earthly desires and earthly things that we're looking for. But then we also have the call card, which is, dealing with, judgment, basically. And then we have the messenger of fire, which the fire is the wands energy, and that also deals with our spiritual growth. So these cards, to me, I see the spiritual energies going on here with these 2 cards, okay? And you can even see with the messenger of fire here how, she's got the candles, and she's got the flittering lights around her. So I really feel like that has a lot to do with your spiritual part. But then we have all these other pentacle cards that I think deal a lot with your earthly desires and your earthly realms, and kind of getting the balance between the two, and also kind of the letting go of your burdens, because we have the 10 of wands, and that often will indicate some burdens in your life, or at least completing of a task. I like the 10s because they're kind of the completion energy, but it's also kind of the release of your burdens. And I think if you let the universe kind of take on any of your burdens that you're having right now, and kind of plop those off onto the universe, plop those off onto spirit or God, or however you think of higher powers, higher spirits, or your connection with spirit in any way, shape, or form. However you think about that, let them take on your burdens and kind of uplift you from that, because I do feel like you guys might be weighted down a little bit. It's interesting how this Fool card, he looks pretty down and out. He looks like he's had a really rough night. It looks like he's been gambling, possibly drinking, probably out all night. And he's kind of laying here, and he's just looking like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had the night I had. And I kind of feel like you guys kind of might be in that energy, some where you're kind of feeling, whoa, just kind of whatever. And what's great about the Fool energy is it's oftentimes dealing with new adventures and new starts and new things. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles, which also deals with that. And this particular Ace of Pentacles, so it's so interesting how you got the 2 cards that you did get. The Fool, where it said it looks like there might be partaking in too much earthly things, or dealing too much with the earth, or worrying about the earth too much. But then you have the Pentacle cards that deals with earthly desires, but it looks like it's a gate you almost think of the spiritual walking, or going through some spiritual path here, some spiritual wandering. So I kind of find that interesting how, yeah, you can have, your earthly burdens, desires, and other things, but then move on, um, with spirit as well. So I really feel like your connection with spirit might be very useful to you during this time. You do have the Three of Cups. Threes are a wonderful spiritual energy in of themselves. They're also a creative energy, but in this case, I really feel like it's more of a spiritual energy. I feel like a lot of times there's the three symbol dealing with religion or spirit in different ways. Lots of times three is kind of a spiritual symbol that way. And I really feel like that's what's kind of coming through here is so your connection with you and spirit and the earth, those that three tied together, that you've got you've got spirit, and you've got the earth, and so you've got all of these three things together, working together in harmony. And if you get that together, then that's where the balance will come in. That's where you'll feel much better, and that's really kind of the message I'm kind of seeing here. I think connecting with spirit in your own way, and the way you feel most comfortable and the way you feel most happy is the way you're going to want to go here. Okay, you do have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, and that does deal with our earthly desires, but you notice how on this King of Pentacles, it's also got the Moon energy and the Wolves. So it deals with the intuition, it deals with your connection with your inner self, your inner knowing, your inner spirituality as well. So once again, these Pentacle cards are also connecting with spirit and with the universe, these particular ones that showed up. And so I that's a really strong message that I'm really seeing here for a lot of you guys. And the Page is great too. That has to go along with the youth thing again, or dealing with children again, because pages generally tend to be young people. And once again, it's a Pentacle card, so it does deal with the earthly realm and dealing with earthly matters. And I do think that maybe a young person could be very important in your life right now, and help connecting you and grounding you. Okay, because I really feel like that's kind of that energy going on there. All right, let's go ahead and go on to our oracle spheres and get an answer to our question. Basically, how this works is you ask a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to, and then we have 4 different stands that your answer can appear on. Okay, we have, I'm going to move these over just a little. All right, we have number 1, gold, number 2, green, number 3, red, and number 4, bronze. And basically you can pick by number or color, or whichever one struck you the first, or however you want to do, and that's where your answer will appear. All right, so we have number 1, gold, is a no. Number 2, green, is a maybe. And number 3, red, is a yes. And a number 4, bronze, is another maybe. All right, now remember, these are general readings, and there's a lot of people watching them. So if for some reason the answer wasn't for you, or it doesn't resonate, then maybe you weren't meant to get your answer, or that you just had other people's answers kind of knocked yours out. But here we go. We got number 1, gold, is no. Number 2, green, is maybe. Number 3, red, was yes. And number 4, bronze, was maybe. All right, guys, I hope you guys had some wonderful messages come through in this reading. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Leave me comments in the comments section. I love reading those, and I try to answer them all if I can, at least with a quick answer. And also share this video with your friends and family. Plus, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings and some other videos that might be of interest to you as well. And we really would appreciate it if you check those out. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading We have our general message from Archangel Haniel here. We have our charms and our tarot cards to get other messages. And then we also have our oracle spheres where you can be asking a yes or no type of question and you get an answer to that down the road. Let's go ahead and get our general message first. Moon cycles. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. Okay, that's kind of an important, cool message in that there are cycles in our lives. There are cycles that we go through, and the moon is a very quick cycle, and sometimes on certain days of the month or certain times in the month or even certain times of the day, we might have a lot of energy and want to get a lot done, or other times we might be feeling down, or other times we might be feeling restless or whatever. And so if you can kind of keep track of when you're feeling certain things, what the moon is doing at that time, and see if there's a pattern that evolves, like maybe if the new moon's really good for you, or if the full moon is a time where you can get a lot done, or other things like that. Kind of follow the patterns. Then you might be able to really start manifesting some really great things in your life and some things you would really love to have. So that's a really cool message. All right, let's take a look at our charms and see what messages we can get from those. Okay, oh, well, we've got the car here. I always like the Roadster because that can denote travel. It can denote the open road, going out and getting things. It's also kind of a luxury car in some ways, too, so it might mean some good luxurious things coming your way. So let's take a look at what else we got going here, and we might see how that goes. Now, this is interesting. I see an anchor here, and that could mean your ship coming in. So with the luxury car and the ship, it might mean some good luxury things coming your way, which is really cool. I kind of like that. I also kind of see maybe some exotic things going on here. So maybe I really see travel here. We got a bicycle. I really think getting out and doing things, traveling, going somewhere, maybe even somewhere exotic or different that you're not used to. And I don't necessarily mean out of the country. I don't necessarily mean anything like that. I just mean maybe go somewhere you don't normally go, because we have the parrot. So I think of exotic birds and other stuff. And also with the anchor here and the parrot, I think of treasure. I think of pirates. I think of, those kinds of energies as well. So kind of adventure. I think now's the time for you to kind of go on an adventure and do some things. So that's interesting, because we also have the mermaid. And the mermaid definitely goes on an adventure. She leaves her home and what she's used to, and she, goes on land and transforms. We also have the butterfly energy, so it's a good transformation energy going along with the mermaid here. So that's really cool, because I kind of see the transformation that you can go through. Changing from one thing to another, that now might be a time to transform. Because it's interesting how we have another dual energy here. We have a sheep, and then we have the salamander. Now, the sheep, to me, I think of sheeps, and I think of quietness and holding back and just kind of following along things. And then I think of salamanders, and I think of things that are fiery and passionate and moving. And so you kind of have where you can do one or you can do the other. It's kind of up to you which way you want your life to go and which way you want to do things. We do have the snake energy. The snake can involve some wisdom, can involve learning some things. Once again, I see that traveling. I see an exploring new worlds, exploring things that you didn't know before, exploring new places. And so that's interesting, because you also have two love symbols here. You have love here and circle love. And by seeing those, I find that very intriguing, because I think now might be time to take, we also have the baby steps here. So I think now might be time to take this next step forward, or take those first steps. Once again, traveling as well. When you think of feet, you think of traveling. So I really feel like you guys need to travel somewhere. And I don't, you're going on a journey. It could be a spiritual journey. It doesn't have to be an actual physical journey. It doesn't actually have to mean actually physically going somewhere. Although I think for a lot of you, this could actually mean traveling and actually literally going somewhere, but it could be just traveling like to new depths, getting new knowledge, new information, um, those kinds of energies as well. So I do feel like maybe learning new things, going on a new adventures, transforming yourself, because we do have the transformation energy, and that's kind of a travel in of itself as well. I feel like that could be very important for you right now. And what's great with the moon cycle energy that we were talking about is when you can tap into that energy, you could learn when's the best time for you to launch a new endeavor, or maybe go and try a new love affair. Maybe love would be really good for you at this certain time or something, because we do have the love energies, and so maybe starting out a new relationship it might be time to do that. Or and now's the time to kind of take a chance and kind of go forward. We do have the King of Spades, which is kind of a strict person. It denotes authority. Somebody's got a lot of discipline and could be a boss figure. So there might be somebody like this that's playing an important role here somewhere for some of you. We also have the Eight of Hearts, which is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is kind of the idea that you've now completed a task. You've now completed. Eight's also a good manifestation number, by the way. So it's a good number. It's time to start manifesting things. But it's also a time to go on a new journey, because usually the symbolism on the card is the cups are stacked up and the person's walking away from that, and they're getting ready to walk and go on now and move forward, because they've learned some things, they've done some things, they've completed this task, and now's the time to move forward. And I definitely see that with you guys here with all this travel energy. We do have the letter T. That could, to me, I see a crossroads here with the T rather than a letter. I see that you might be at a crossroads where you can go one way or another, and you can choose one path or the other, and I think you guys are kind of coming upon that, so that might be something to think of. And we also have the cross, which could be a spiritual energy, but it also could be that crossroads energy as well, that kind of T energy almost. So I just kind of get that energy out of that. We also have the ruler. This is being measured, which I think, measuring things out before you do things might be a good way to do things. Don't just leap forward. We do have baby steps here, so small steps is okay. Measure out your journey, plan your journey. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like you need to leap forward and do things, but that was kind of the energy I'm getting, is it's definitely time to start making that transformation. Now is the time to start making that journey and start going forward. And like I said, it could actually literally mean actually travel for some of you, but it also could mean just, moving forward kind of journey. Let's go ahead and look at our tarot cards and see what those have to say. Okay. All right, we got the Messenger of Air, the Ace of Earth. I like that. That's cool. The Knight of Cups. The Sun card. That's beautiful. The World card. Oh, wow. The World and the Sun both together. I really like that. Temperance. The Knight of Wands. And the Nine of Swords. Okay. This goes along with the reading so well. The Nine of Swords can denote your hidden fears, your worries, things hanging over you, your nightmares, but it's also could be a time of recovery and healing and getting help. Okay, so if you are in a state where you feel very overwhelmed by life, because I do feel like some of you are in this energy, or if you're not sure what next step to take or how to go forward, now is the time to ask for that kind of help. Now's the time to get that. And this could be mental health, this could be, somebody to talk to. It could be any of that, okay? You do have that available to you here with these cards, and so that's great. I do see the Temperance card here, where you notice how I like this Temperance. You've got the two unicorns here, and they're kind of nuzzling each other, and they're helping each other out, and they're showing that love that your charms talked about earlier as well. So I do think, maybe getting that love, getting that bonding could be very important for you right now, and doing that. It's interesting how we had the Ace of Earth and the Messenger of Air. The Ace is the new beginning energy, and remember we talked about taking that first step and going that first way, the very first transformation, the very first step forward, and having the Ace shows that now's the time to be doing that. And the Earth energy is the Pentacle energy, so this could deal with your health. This could deal with anything dealing with your finances, your business, your health. Anything dealing with earthly matters and earthly desires. Now's the time to take that first step forward. And by having the Messenger of Air, that's really cool, because Air is the Swords card, okay? And we were showing the Nine of Swords earlier, where you had things kind of hanging over your head, nightmarish thoughts, things keeping you awake at night. And we did have the sheep in your charms, and so I do think, that you can get a better night's sleep, and, you can do that. But by having the Messenger of Air, this is the Swords energy, and they are, the inspired people. They're mentally alert. They have that. They can help you get new ideas, new thoughts, turn around your things, because they are that young, youthful energy that go along so well with the Ace over here. So, you do have that. You also have the Knight of Cups. He's bringing you emotional happiness. He is bringing you what you need from this emotional battle that you've been going on. I do feel like this is an emotional thing for a lot of you guys, that you've been dealing with. I think quite a few of you guys have been dealing with some emotional turmoil, or some emotional issues for whatever reason. There could be lots of different reasons, but I do feel like that is something you've been going on. And by having the Knight of Cups, he is bringing back the trophy from that, and being able to, he's kind of the Prince Charming energy as well. So if you guys have had some heartbreaks in love or other things, now's the time to go ahead and take that next step forward, because you might actually meet your Prince Charming type of person. It could be a guy, girl, whatever, that doesn't matter. It's that energy involved. It's that type of energy. Somebody's full of compassion and that kind of thing. Okay? You have the Knight of Wands as well. So you have another knight, and this has to do with passions and creativity and your spiritual energy as well. And one of the things Archangel Haniel is known for is getting our connection with spirit and helping us find our connection with spirit, so that we can find joy in our lives in the way that we're working. And you guys did have the cross earlier, so it's very possible that you might have somebody that will help get your connection with spirit back on track, and however you see spirit. In this journey, you have the World and the Sun cards, which are beautiful, because those show pretty much wonderful happiness and joy, and in reaching the pinnacle of your heart's desires. So you've got this right here at your fingertips. It's showing up right here. So it's beautiful, because all you have to do is take that first step forward, that first little baby step forward, whether it's asking for help, whether it's going ahead and deciding to take a chance on love, whether it's deciding to take that road trip down the road to someplace new, or visit a place you've never been, or go, like I said with the parrot, someplace exotic. Like I said, maybe not a new place. It could maybe studying something new or different or exotic, or that kind of thing. So it's just whatever feels right to you when it comes to that. But that's the kind of energy I'm talking about, is doing something new, different, taking that first step, going through that transformation and going forward, because I think that that's going to help you out a lot here. Also, the Temperance card is really great because that balances our earthly energy and our spiritual energy, and that's been kind of a theme throughout all of these Haniel messages, is kind of getting that balance too. And so I think that might be important for all of you guys. All right, let's get our oracle spheres out here, and we'll get our answers to those. Basically, you ask a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to, and we have 4 different stands that your answer can appear on. Okay, we have number 1 gold, number 2 green, number 3 bronze, and number 4 red. So you can pick my number, color, however you want, whichever one you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we'll get our answers. All right, number 1 gold is very likely. Number 2 green is not sure. That might mean there's some different energies that need to happen first before the answer, or maybe the question wasn't very clear. Number 3 bronze is a yes. And a number 4 red is a probable. All right, so number 1 gold is very likely. Number 2 green is not sure. Number 3 bronze is yes, and number 4 red is probable. So there's our answers we have for our Oracle Sphere questions. I really hope you guys had some messages that will be very helpful to you in this reading. Please give the video a thumbs up and share the channel with your friends and family, and leave me comments in the comment section. I like to read all of those, and I try to answer them if I can, at least with a real quick answer. I appreciate all that. Also, check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of topics that might be of interest. We also have other readings and other things that might be of use to you, or that you might like to check out as well. And we look forward to seeing you in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.